Hi, this is Nick Martin here from Xylem Analytics in the UK and designer of the RQ-Pod. I just wanted to show you how to change the FCS bracket here if you ever need to, just in case sometimes these two tabs get broken. So what you're going to need is a 2.5mm Allen key, a Posi drive number 1, Phillips screwdriver, and also a Torx TR15 as well for this job. So first of all, you want to remove the long screw that's in here, which I think is a 35mm screw. Take that out, put it on the side. The next thing you want to do here is to take off these 3 screws around the side. Aside somewhere safe. I now just need my Torx TR15. This should now pull apart quite easily. Put this to one side. Once you have this, you can then take off these 2 parts here. One here, and then there's one over here as well. To replace this part here, and simply to put it back together, screw these back together here. When you put this part on here, you'll notice on here there is a flat spot on the side. This flat spot lines up with this point on here, so just make sure that when you're putting this back together you get it round the right way, like this. So the flat spot is on here. Great, that's all, thank you. Hi, this is Nick Martin from Xylem Analytics in the UK, designer of the RQ-Pod, and today I just wanted to show you how to remove weed from your engine, just in case you find one day it's not working quite well or it's not quite steering straight. You might have a problem. So first thing to do is just have a look at the back, and on this one here you might just be able to see there's some weed or some grass sticking out the back of it. So what you need to do this is just a PZ1 crosshead screwdriver to take out these 3 screws on the back here. So if we just first of all undo this one here, and this one here, and this one over here. The stator section with the weed guard that's on the front should pull apart. If it doesn't, like this, then there might be another screw that's located down here, but this is only in the very early RQ-Pods that we had, and we've removed this screw, so there's only 3 screws holding this on here. Here, my piece of weed has fallen out already, but you might find when you open this up, you'll find some weed that balls up in the back of the engine just here. So all you have to do simply is take this out, throw it away, give it a tap, put the engine back in. When you put this section of the engine back in, you might notice here that it has a bit of a flat spot on here. This flat spot should go against the FCS bracket here. Line it up, push it in, and then just put the 3 screws back in. And that's about it. Nice and simple. Let's put this one back in here. And I recommend doing this, every couple of times you use it, just out of routine, to make sure there's nothing in there. It could be grass like this, or it could be fishing wire that's got in there as well. So that's another thing that you want to do. Put 3 screws back in and you should be ready to go in the water again. Okay, many thanks, bye. Hi, this is Nick here from Xylem Analytics in the UK, designer of the RQ-Pod, and today I just wanted to take you through how to change a propeller, just in case you have damage. So you might have some orange propellers like this. This is on the newer Mark II ones, which say CCW on the back. They are interchangeable. You can use them on the left side or the right side. Or you might have some old propellers which are blue, like this one over here. And you can see this one has some damage here. One of the propellers has got damaged, or the impeller I should say. And we're just going to show you how to change it. But whatever you do, if you're changing your impeller, just have a look at the back of it. It might be a CCW1 like this one, or it might be a CW1 counterclockwise or clockwise, and the pitch of these propellers will be reversed, so make sure whatever you're replacing is the same direction as what you have here. We changed the propellers all to be CCW maybe 2 years ago to make this job easier. You can use a left propeller or motor on the right hand side and it doesn't cause any confusion. Some of the old ones had green or red collars on here to identify which is which. Now we have just black ones, so you can use them on either side. So the first thing you need to do is get a Phillips screwdriver, take off these 3 screws on the outside, on here, put them somewhere safe so that you don't lose them. Over on the side, one last one over here. Should then be able to pull the wheel guard and the stator apart from the engine like this. If you can't, if it's coming apart not like this, you might just find out that there is a screw that's in the bottom here, and I'll do a separate video for this to tell you how to get rid of this one. We'll stop putting this screw in now just to make things easier for you. The next thing you're going to need is a 2mm Allen key. Simply just take off these 2 screws off the back here. And take off the damaged one, recycle it if you can, and then just line up these, put this on here, put the screws back in here on the end, and then put it together. Again, if you see my other videos here, I've just made you note there's a flat spot on this wheel guard on here. This flat spot here lines up with the bottom of the FCS bracket, so make sure you get that in around the right way when you put it all back together. Put the screws in, tighten up, and you're ready to go. Thanks. Hi, this is Nick Martin from Xylem Analytics, and today's video I just wanted to show you about how to make some minor adjustments in here if you hear some funny knocking sounds from the engines. Don't run the engines in air for too long, maybe 20 to 30 seconds max for testing, and when you put them in the water self-lubricates the engines for the bearings that are inside. The water is bearing. But if you hear knocking sound, it could be a couple of reasons. I explained in other videos. It could be this bolt in here isn't tight, causing flex in here, or it could be something else. So again, you need a screwdriver for this. Take off these 3 screws so you can get access to the stator section. On here, put this to one side. On here you have the engine, and it should have 1 to 2 millimeter pieces of metal you put it backwards and forwards. This is a new engine. Some of the older ones had a little Allen key rub screw on here that you could take off to adjust, but the new ones don't. Just check to see how much movement there. If it's excessive, on the side there is another grub screw. You'll need a 2mm Allen screw for this one. And if you look on the side, around about here, if you look through here, you have to turn the engine. You should find the grub screw. I'm not too sure how well this will come up on the video because of the light, but the grub screw is in there, and you can put your 2mm Allen screw in here. You can turn it, and then you can actually pull out the whole back of the engine on here, but you just want to tighten it so there's a little bit of movement in the back here. You don't want it to be too tight backwards and forwards, but just make sure that that is tight and it's not putting off all the way. And then, like on the other videos I was saying on here, you have a flat spot on the bottom here, on the wheel guard. This flat spot here has to go against the FCS bracket on the side here. The other reasons that you could have knocking sounds that I've seen in the past is one of these gets broken on here. You could glue it back in place, or rotate this around to get it in the right place, because we don't use this bottom one on here anymore. And then put that back on, do the 3 screws up again, and you should be good to go. Many thanks. Bye.